If you want to know a funny way to use up these really overripe bananas, which I've specially kept in my fridge, I'm going to make a lovely vegan, gluten-free banana bread with you now, and it's going to be delicious. So let's get started. So don't ever chuck these bananas away because they are pure gold actually. When you're making a banana bread, the riper, the better. So I've got 3 bananas here. You want about 300 grams, so I'm assuming that's probably going to be very close. So I'm going to put my scales on and just check. Something around 300 grams. It doesn't have to be perfect. If you go slightly over or under, it's no problem at all. And then just chuck them all in. Make sure they're obviously not off, but really nice and ripe. Gets out the proper flavor in your banana bread. Just makes it so much tastier. And chucking them all in. There you go, nearly perfect. And then I've got, I'm gonna just pop it on for a few seconds, just to sort of mash it up a little bit, and then we're gonna chuck everything else in. So let's chuck in everything else. Then there's a lot to go through. So we've got some brown sugar. I use brown sugar, you can use coconut sugar, caster sugar, all does the trick. The browner you go, the more intense and caramelized the flavor will be, and that works really well with banana. I've got some almond flour, and that's really important because it gives it a little bit of structure. You could, if you are allergic to nuts, you can leave that out and instead just use a bit more gluten-free plain flour blend. If you want to find my special Sophia's gluten-free flour blend, I've put the link in the description below so you can check that out. And it's a really simple one that actually works really well. I've been testing it for a long time. So that recipe is on my blog. And then I put in a little bit of xanthan gum. That's important because you want a really good consistency. So I put about a teaspoon in, about a level teaspoon of xanthan gum, and that gives your cake or banana bread or naan bread, whatever you make with gluten-free flour, just a little bit more, well, consistency really. It doesn't then mash it all up and get it all dense. It helps it fluff up. Then we've got a bit of cinnamon. I had a little bit of cinnamon. I got for like half a teaspoon. I don't like it too cinnamony in banana bread because it is quite overpowering otherwise. A bit of almond milk. You can go for any other dairy-free milk alternative. It can be coconut milk, anything really. A little bit of salt helps bring out the flavors in your sweet aromas. So it actually sort of complements each other really well. And then we're gonna add in some walnuts. Again, if you're not a fan of nuts or if you're allergic, just leave them out and add in some dairy-free chocolate chips if you like. It's a really good way of getting some chocolate in there. And I add in some vanilla bean paste, and if you haven't got that recipe yet, make sure to subscribe to my channel and follow that video for it because it's really tasty and super, super simple. And I actually have a jar of that always in the fridge. It lasts me for a good year. And that means you don't have to go to the supermarket and ever buy any vanilla bean paste ever again. I also add in about a level tablespoon, I'd say, of baking powder. It does have to be enough because if you don't put in enough, it sort of stays like a dense mass, and we really don't want that, do we? And last thing, we've got some lemon juice. Just a little bit of lemon juice to get the banana to not brown too much, and it also activates your baking powder for you. And then you pop this all in, and of course, last but not least, can't forget the oil. So I used a normal vegetable oil. You could, of course, also use a coconut oil. Just make sure you melt that before you have it really, really soft because that will help really well. And then we're gonna just pop this all together. And once that's done, I'll show you how to put it in the tin. So it's done now, and you can see the xanthan gum really worked its way in. So it's actually not too liquid, and that's what we want for a good banana bread because we need stability, but the banana tends to mash things up quite a lot, and we don't want it to go too sort of soggy. So that's it, and I'm gonna pop it in my tin now. So let's pop it all in. Just gonna dip it right in there. Okay, and let me just smooth it out nicely so that we have it everywhere in the pan. And that looks really good. And then I'll do my little trick of the trade. I'll take a banana and slice it lengthways. And this is also an overripe banana, mind you. And then I'm just gonna decorate it a bit nicely on here so that it looks pretty. Now you could sprinkle it with a bit of sugar, or you can just leave it as it is, and then we're gonna bake it for about 1 hour in the oven, then test it with a skewer, and when it comes out clean, you can take it out. So I've waited long enough now, it's finally cool, it's baked, and we're ready to cut into it, because I think you're dying to see this as much as I am. So, I present you gluten-free, vegan, banana bread. Ha! See, it's perfect. And it's baked and it's nice and it's perfect inside actually. It's quite fluffy. I've left it for a little while and it's really good. It's a really good consistency. And I'm just gonna cut a few slices. That's it, that's what we're talking about. Really nice looking, wonderful, moist inside, perfectly baked banana bread that is both vegan and gluten-free. So, I think that's nothing left to say but to try it. That is good. Wow, I'm excited. So if you want to make something like that, wow. Just give me a second here. Good stuff. Yummy. So if you want to make something like that, go make it because it's really delicious. I'm super surprised by how tasty that is. And subscribe to my channel for more incredible videos. And of course, if you want to ring that bell button, you'll always be the first to hear from new videos.